Major hedge funds are shorting USDT as uncertainty around stablecoins rises. Voyagers issue 3 arrows capital with a default notice. And I also want to answer the question is this the right time to buy Bitcoin? Hey guys, my name is Alex and welcome back to the Cryptonairz channel. And last week, Bitcoin finally closed on a green candle, which is pretty good for the overall market. And honestly, last week, I don't think there was too much action going on in the markets, and hence why Bitcoin was kind of hovering between the $21,000 region and the $19,000 region. So we're going to try and answer the popular question, is this a good time to buy Bitcoin? And I'm actually going to go through some bullish scenarios and also some bearish cases as well. And again, like always, this is not financial advice and this is my opinion only. And hopefully by doing this, you guys can learn a little bit what's going on in the markets, learn about my thought process, and kind of give you a little bit more insights on how to navigate the markets. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on the video because that's going to help us out a lot. At the same time, let me know what you guys are doing in the markets yourself. All right, so Bitcoin ended off last week on a green note. However, it is still hovering under the 200 EMA line, as you can see right here. What's actually really interesting is that Bitcoin hasn't ever in the past closed under the 200 EMA line. The closest we have ever been to that was back in March 2020 when COVID hit. And during the week, we can see that Bitcoin fell below the 200 EMA line. But the next week after, a green candle has emerged to close above the 200 EMA line. But now Bitcoin has actually closed below that EMA line. So I'm pretty interested to see where that's going to go. Going on the daily chart, we can see that Bitcoin for the past couple of days has been hovering around the $22,000 region and also the $19,000 region. Honestly, for my take, I think this might go a little bit sideways for the time being until some major news is going to happen. From a technical standpoint, I can't really say where Bitcoin is going. However, what I'm looking for Bitcoin is for Bitcoin to actually move above the 200 EMA line. I think if you go above this line, a lot more bullish sentiment will come back into the market just because the 200 EMA line has been in the past a pretty good indicator of where the bottom has been. However, I am going to look at both sides of the coin, the good and bad of where Bitcoin could be going. I'm going to give you some charts and indicators of how this could be a bullish case. This is a chart by the Real Plan C. The last 2 days, total realized losses are down over 95% from 1 to 2 weeks ago. From June 13th to the 18th, 1.9 billion to 4.8 billion daily has been lost. At the same time frame, between June 25th and June 26th, 126 million to 148 million has been lost. So the daily volume has gone down and the amount of losses between the weeks before has been significantly lower. I think this could mean that the trending volume could reverse from a bearish scenario back into a bullish one. At the same time, the net unrealized profit and loss position of short-term holders has reached levels that historically have marked Bitcoin macro bottoms. So if you're looking at a technical perspective and you're a trader or investor who looks strictly at charts, this could mean that we are at a Bitcoin bottom just because all these levels are tagged in green. At the same time, a 60-day rate of change or the Z-score is also suggesting that it might flip back into a negative region. Having a flip traditionally in the past has indicated that, again, this might be the Bitcoin bottom. But before you actually hit that buy button, I'm going to give you some cases where it could still go a little bit down. But I am going to provide one more chart to show that this might be a pretty good area to get into Bitcoin. So this is a chart by Will Clementi. He says that Bitcoin is incredibly cheap right now. It has only traded this far below its 200-day trend and its aggregated cost basis for 3% of its entire existence. Honestly, this chart is just showing that Bitcoin is very undervalued right now and getting into it at this point might be a pretty good time. So why could it go lower? Well, this is a pi cycle bottom indicator and you might have heard of the pi cycle top indicator, but did you know there is also a version of approximating bottoms? And we are getting very close to seeing a cross, and right now the cross hasn't happened yet. This is suggesting to me that there might be a little bit more of a drop before that can happen, but this is suggesting that we are pretty close to the bottom of where Bitcoin could be. So why could the crypto market go a little bit lower in general? Well, in the past, I did talk about the S&P 500 and I did say how they were linked between the crypto market and S&P. If S&P is going down, Bitcoin is going down as well. So if we're looking at the S&P and just giving you a quick charting analysis, this is like a wedge formation or a channel formation that's forming on the S&P. And because the wedge and channel hasn't been broken yet, this is suggesting to me that the S&P might go a little bit lower. And it seems like at the moment, it might just hit the 3,500 region, which is a major support for the S&P. And again, if the S&P is falling, Bitcoin might be falling as well. Also at the same time, another major depegging event could happen in the near future. This could be with USDT. Now we've seen what happened with UST and we've seen what happened with Celsius as well. And USDT has been in the spotlight for quite some time in the past where people didn't really know where the money was coming from and if they actually had the collateral to back up the coin. And it seems like right now, a lot of hedge funds are actually shorting USDT just based on uncertainty and how the crypto market is looking at. The collateralized reserves supporting Tether have been questioned by investors globally. Furthermore, Tether was questioned for apparent commercial paper holdings and a rumor affiliation with insolvent firm Celsius. Despite having dispelled false rumors by providing on-chain data and reserves, on-chain data about reserves, major cryptocurrency trading funds have opened short positions on Tether. So if we go on CoinMarketCap and we're actually looking at Tether right now, Tether is still the third biggest coin by market cap in crypto. If they were to destabilize and follow the path at UST, it will be a major catastrophe for the market as a whole. And we could potentially see Bitcoin to like $500 or like $100. Again, this is not financial advice. And all I'm saying is that a Tether destabilization will be catastrophic for everyone in the markets. Now, actually checking out the price of Tether, we're still currently pretty close to $1, which is pretty good. But however, if looking at the chart, it does show a lot of volatility in a stablecoin, which you really shouldn't be seeing in a stablecoin. However, if you're zooming out and you're actually checking the charts, the stablecoin hasn't really moved that much. It has actually moved just under a cent from its all-time lows within the month. So far, USDT is still looking a little bit healthy, but having a lot of hedge funds shorting the coin does cause a little concern. At the same time, another crypto loaning firm, Voyager, over the past week has lowered their withdrawals to a limit of $10,000. So crypto broker Voyager has lowered its daily withdrawal limits to $10,000 from $25,000. The change comes after the company on Wednesday said its subsidiary may issue a default notice to Three Arrows Capital if the cryptocurrency hedge fund fails to repay its loans. And this article was posted back on June 23rd. Now on June 27th, Voyager has officially issued 3AC or Three Arrows Capital with a default notice. Voyager Digital is making good on its promise to chase down crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital for owed money. The crypto broker is reported to have lent 3AC $350 million in the stablecoin USDC and 15,250 Bitcoin, totaling over 63 million in today's prices. So it seems like 3AC can't really catch a break and they are defaulting on their loan. So what I'm thinking is this might have a domino effect on how the crypto market is going to be about. A lot of crypto lending firms like Nexo, BlockFi have been a little bit down in the dumps. However, this doesn't create another chain effect of crypto hedge funds going down and lending services going down as well. So now going back to the question, is Bitcoin a buy right now? And my honest answer is that a lot of technical indicators are suggesting that this may be the bottom or that we're near a bottom. However, we gotta look at the macro sentiment as well. Again, I've been saying this in the past where the war on Ukraine and Russia has been a very special scenario, causing the majority of the downfall and the main cause of inflation in the States and around the world. In my opinion, DCAing into Bitcoin or dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin is not a bad idea at the moment. However, you still might face a chance of lower lows as well. And you really gotta analyze what kind of investor you are. If you are forward in the long term, this might be a pretty good scenario. However, if you are hoping for short-term gains, that might be a little bit far-fetched for now. At the same time, there still might be another chance of another depegging event, and hence why I'm saying that this might be a little bit of a risky scenario. And also what I'm thinking that Bitcoin might be doing is that it might trade a little bit sideways until some major event actually happens. So really, it depends on what kind of investor you are. All right, guys, so that's the end of the video. And also let me know what you guys are thinking on what's happening with Bitcoin and what your strategy is for the upcoming market. And if you guys are buying or selling Bitcoin as well. Like always, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. And hopefully we can see you guys next time on our next video. Take care, everyone.